What's going on, yo, my rats? Welcome to episode 53 of the Thoughtful Banter podcast. I'm your host, McGregor, with my co-host, Hussein.
Yes, sir.
I'm your co-host, Matty, with my co-host, Hussein.
Yes, sir, again.
And, yeah, we got Hussein back. I'm excited. Hussein, how you been?
It's been a minute. I was on paternity leave a little bit. Paternity leavey poo. But we back in the building. We live in the building.
Congratulations on the behalf of the whole Thoughtful Banter fan base.
Thank you. You see the hat, right? Bubba. Bubba. Shout out Bubba.
Shout out Bubba. Bubba June. Shout out Bubba June. First link in the bio. We're just going to throw it out there, Dean. You guys can get yourself a hat. Crazy, that hat has never been more fitting to anybody before. That's crazy. But yeah, behalf of Thoughtful Banter, everyone's happy for you. Congratulations. I know people are happy to see your face instead of having another solo episode with Mac.
What you mean? He was dropping bars on the marriage, bro.
No, bro. It was rough. The view's been rough. It's been rough.
You were dropping bars on the marriage. What you mean?
I appreciate the gas, but
dropping
gas
bars
is sometimes
on marriage and dropping bars about the GOAT. I respected Sayyid. I said Jaffrey, inshallah.
Yeah, bro. You left and a lot of things happened, bro. It's been crazy. But we back. We have Hussein back. Want to say right now before we get into this is only possible because of the wonderful fans who support this podcast monetarily on patreon.com/thoughtful banter. There you have the perks of getting content early sometimes and getting articles.
What you mean sometimes, Dan?
And getting articles that will only be published in full over there. So, if you want to support this podcast right now, visit that link below, patreon.com/thoughtful banter.
Do you guys actually like the solo episodes? Because I was thinking of maybe trying to incorporate that a little bit more, and it also makes it a little bit easier on Mahdi and I, because obviously we don't have to meet all the time and coordinate all the time to get together. And so that also leaves a little more breathing room for the banter, because I was talking to my wife about this today. When we have sessions that are too close together, like back to back, or sometimes we try to record multiple in one sitting, we just run out of steam. We run out of the banter. So it's also good to have those days in between where we're not seeing each other and we're not recording. So it kind of helps. And so those solo episodes can be a way to do that. And I also have a solo episode that I want to do it, and we can't do it with Matthew because Matthew refuses to watch the movie, but it'll be interesting.
It's not that I refuse, I just don't I'm just not making
refusing.
I guess I'm refusing.
Refusing.
3 hours to watch a movie in the theaters. I'm good.
Before we start, I want to take some accountability and responsibility. I've had multiple people, and Matthew has had multiple people come up to him after the very first Reddit episode we did with that husband who was being a penny pincher, and basically everyone that talked to me was like, bro, you missed pretty bad, bro. He was definitely being financially abusive, maybe even potentially emotionally abusive, and you guys didn't hammer on that enough, and instead you guys kind of gave him excuses and a lot of the benefit of the doubt. And while these stories on Reddit are oftentimes either exaggerated or just straight up made up, I take that criticism seriously. And that's not to say we never give the benefit of the doubt, but perhaps we gave him too much of a benefit of the doubt. So I did want to come clean, wash my hands of that. We pride ourselves on taking responsibility and being real with y'all. Not me.
I have no, I'm playing. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's a Reddit story. But I can understand people's perspective. If he was abusive, obviously, then screw that guy. But man, these stories on Reddit, they're stories on Reddit for the most part. Unless someone starts sending pictures and provides some evidence, I'm not going to take any of this too seriously. This story from Reddit/MuslimMarriage is titled "Losing Patience with My Wife Because She Doesn't Contribute Enough." It's a short story. Bismillah. So we start off with, I have been married for a year now. I love my wife, but I'm really getting frustrated with her recently. We both work full time, and we agreed before marriage that we would contribute to household chores equally. But so far, I am the only one who does anything in the house. She doesn't cook, clean, even after herself. The only thing she does is laundry occasionally. Even then, when it's done, she just leaves it in the machine for me to hang up. I've tried talking to her about this multiple times, and she said she will change, but she never does. It's frustrating. It makes me feel like she takes me for granted, and that because she's married now, she can just stop trying. This isn't the only issue where I found she doesn't put in effort. She doesn't groom and clean herself properly either, and her only family have told her to improve this, but she still never does. I just don't know how to deal with a person who just says all the right things but then continues with the same behavior. I have been very patient with her for the past year, and even when I do tell her my concerns, I do so in a calm manner, but I am on the verge of losing my patience with her, which I don't want because I don't want to hurt her feelings because I do care about her a lot. All right, bro, what do you think?
This is a hot mess.
Yeah,
I mean, our Muslim marriage is just a hot mess. I was looking further down in the comments, and apparently they are not being intimate with each other either. He had like a previous post, apparently the same guy, about his wife, and they're not being intimate with each other either. So it's just a lot going on here. What do I think? Seems like she has some, like, it seems like she has some mental issues. I like, what other reason would there be for doing this?
The grooming to me is like where it gets really alarming.
Yeah.
Like, there's like, I mean, I struggle with like cleanliness sometimes, right? In the sense of like, oh my God, like I said, I'll wash the dishes. I didn't wash the dishes, like I think it's like a struggle with like time management. I think a lot of us do.
Yeah. I think most people that happens to. That's normal. That's normal and expected of a relationship. This is very abnormal.
Yeah. It's very abnormal if your spouse is like, I need you to groom yourself so I can find you attractive. For you to not do that, that's a different level of red flag. Really strange. And yeah, I'm reading this comment too. I'm not trying to do like a whole Reddit deep dive at this guy's account, so I'm not going to click on his account. But I do see that comment in all caps that says, guys, also from his previous post, they never had intercourse. This is strange. And then the poster responded to this comment saying, yes, this is another major issue I didn't mention because the mods removed my post about it last time. Another comment underneath that from a sister saying, OP needs to have a serious sit down with his wife. This is not normal at all, TBH. Brother, it's time to leave her. It's time for a divorce in this case. I mean, hold on, I'm joking, right? But I just kind of have to jump to like what my opinion is, and then I have to give like context. Yeah, like obviously, if you guys can work things through, like work things through. But like, I think this is gonna maybe sound kind of red pill or maybe a little bit aggressive, but I think that like people should know divorce is on the table. Divorce is halal for a reason. Because at some point, if someone's behavior is truly unacceptable and they don't change, you can divorce them. You shouldn't be stuck with someone who's treating you terrible, whether you're a man or a woman. Divorce is on the table, my guy. You haven't had intercourse for over a year. Like if she's being these are all things that like by themselves don't mean you should necessarily divorce someone. But all of them together. And her not improving in those areas if what he's saying is true, which is a big if, but if what he's saying is true and he's actually calmly telling her these things and being polite and all that, like if she's just like, no, I don't care. I'm not going to sleep with you. I'm not going to clean up. I'm not going to do chores. It's like, all right, leave.
I think maybe one last like ditch effort before he does that is if he just stops doing everything. Like he cleans up after himself, but then like anything that she leaves behind, he just doesn't touch. And if like she is just letting the filth build and does not care, again, there seems to be some kind of like mental issues going on, like serious mental issues going on here. Like I don't know. He said even her parents have like talked to her about this. My question is like, I guess I'm like, do her parents not know how she is? I mean, they lived with her entire life.
Bro, Middle Eastern parents refuse to believe in autism, bro. So many people in our Muslim community are walking around autistic and don't even know it.
That's true, but she doesn't necessarily have like.
I know. I'm just using autism as like an example. People have major issues.
But they knew she was
weird. Lazy
or
no, that would change when she gets married. Let's just make it someone else's problem.
The classic.
It's so stupid.
The
bro.
classic.
It's so common. Like Iranians, Arabs, Desis. Oh, my kid has manic depression. Marriage will solve it.
Would you
Idiots.
Would you recommend like therapy for this couple as a like before he brings up divorce, or no? You think it's just too far gone? I mean, again, assuming everything he's saying is true.
If she was actually willing to go through therapy, I would absolutely recommend it. Like, right? Like, why? Why? Even if a divorce goes well, divorce sucks. Like, it's going to be messy at some degree. Like, it's hard to get married for both people after divorce sometimes. Like, and like, it sounds like he loves her. They've been together for a year.
Yeah, he said, I do care about her a lot at the very end there, yeah.
So why not, like, if she's willing to go through therapy, but, like, I haven't seen that mentioned in this post, so it seems like he's maybe not willing to go through therapy with her. I don't know, right? But, like, at the same time, if she's willing to say yes but doesn't change, I don't think therapy would necessarily do anything. But, like, I don't know. I would say try it. People are saying what you said, right? Like, don't do anything. Stop doing all the chores. Would I recommend this? So, like, he seems like a really nice guy. I might be just reading into it too much, but it seems like with people like this, because I'm similar, right? Like, I think, like, sometimes whenever you have a passive form of communication, sometimes you have to be extremely direct with people to get your point across. So maybe he's being a little bit too nice. This doesn't excuse her behavior, but maybe he should just be honestly, like, a little bit mean. Like, I'm not saying, like, by no means abuse his wife, but, like, bro, like, I think you can shout at her a bit, bro. Like, if, like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Matthew about to get his canceled.
Is that crazy to say, like, girl, what is wrong with you? Like, I need you to explain to me.
Yeah. No, I mean, maybe not shout at her.
Not shout.
But
it will
have a serious conversation. Be like,
yeah.
I am dead serious right now.
Like, stop avoiding it.
I need you to explain this to
like
me.
You're saying, yes, I'm going to do it. I don't want. I need you to tell me a reason. You need to give me a good enough reason for me to not leave.
Just give me a reason. Just a little bit's enough.
Hello.
Anyways.
Yeah, like that. Like, yeah, like give exactly the song though. Like, give me a reason, bro. Like, I'm willing to hear you out, but, like, I need something. Tell me you're crazy. Acknowledge you're insane. If you acknowledge we're insane, all right, we can get some therapy.
Multiple personalities or something.
Yeah, we can get some therapy, but, like, it's weird to the cleanliness is disturbing to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the most disturbing part. Because it could be like, some people are used to other people cleaning after them their entire life, and so that behavior might be hard to change once they get to marriage. But, like, again, this is not excusing her, but, like, the not grooming yourself properly or regularly enough, that's a little concerning. That's a lot concerning.
Yeah, honestly, I tried going back to the post saying a wife hasn't slept with me over a year. I don't know. Do you think that's the same post that we talked about that one time? Because I want to know the reason. Like, that would give us more context to this, right? Like, if she hasn't slept, like, so I don't. If you guys don't remember, we had a post where a newlywed couple hadn't had intercourse in, I think it's 6 months or a year, something similar, and, like, it wasn't because of. It didn't appear to be because of, like, any kind of mental issues. It was because of, like, discomfort for the woman, and we talked about basically, like, there are therapies to help women with that kind of thing. But I'm curious, like, to know, like, in this brother's case, right? Like, if it's therapy, again, like, that's something fixable that you can work on together as a couple. But if it's, like, I don't know, something that is, like, crazy, like, she just says, like, I don't feel ready. Or, like, yeah, like, she just doesn't feel comfortable with her husband. God help him. God help him. Because I can't.
That's a hot mess.
These comments are... I like these comments.
I mean, a lot of them are spitting some facts.
Yeah. Do you have, like, any favorite ones? I see a stupid comment. Get it made. A cleaning person once or twice a week is not expensive. This person lives in Saudi Arabia. That is
It
expensive.
says
here.
female divorce, but anyways,
Where?
like under her name.
Under the get it made?
Huh?
Under the person who's saying get it made?
Yeah.
They can't live in Saudi Arabia?
No, I didn't say that. I wasn't like.
Oh, okay.
contradicting you. I was just saying.
Oh, yeah. Good advice from a divorcee. Like,
Maybe that's a little too wild.
I would care. I would say it did. I would say that, baby. People can get upset. They can make their own podcast and talk about it. Divorced people be having sometimes.
I don't know. Maybe I mean, there are people there. That's true.
About marriage.
There
and they haven't been remarried. I'm sorry, no, I have to say it. And they haven't remarried. And it's like, if you could take your advice and learn from it, I'm gonna take you seriously.
Or they had multiple divorces.
Yeah, like if you had like 3 divorces,
dog.
That's a lot.
Dog.
I'm leaving that in.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? I'm not. I'm like I gotta be allowed to hurt your feelings. Like I'm not trying to, but if you got 3 divorces and you have a lot of opinions about marriage, you was a problem.
Yeah, there's like you know what Alex Hormozy talks about when he's like, whenever you have someone who's giving you advice there's a person that's giving you advice.
Yeah.
A lot of the times they're not actually giving advice to you. They're giving advice to themselves if they were you. Like
Facts.
if they were your age.
Very common.
Right? Like, and so sometimes divorcees do the same thing. But not all the times they're well adjusted. So maybe if there's a divorcee who's like, well adjusted person, learn from their divorce and is able to actually give guiding principles and stuff like that, that makes sense. But otherwise, a lot of people just project what they feel onto other people.
Yeah, it's projection.
I mean, I've seen like, I'm going farther down into the comments, a lot of people are saying stuff like ADHD and depression potentially.
Depression,
like,
maybe. Yeah.
Does she have these things? Could be. I mean, it could line up. I'm no mental health specialist, but I have been depressed, and I have seen people who are depressed, and just absolutely not doing anything, just being super lethargic and not having energy for anything besides what you literally have to do, which it seems like working full time, for example. That could explain it. I think you just either need to talk to a professional or cut your losses.
Yeah, that's it, right? Like bottom line, we're not saying jump to divorce. Like it's, what is it? The worst halal, right? But it's halal, like for a reason, right? So like try to make it work out. But if y'all can make it work out, and like nothing's changing, like again, like I know I'm beating a dead horse, and I'll be done with my piece after I just say this. But I just want to clarify, right? It's like there's so much context to every given situation. Like for example, it's not a matter of like just the one thing. It's the bundle, and like it doesn't seem like she's willing to change. Like let's say she has some kind of medical issue where she wasn't able to have intercourse. Okay, if she was willing for other options, like if she's like, I love you, let's say married, get another wife, like that's a solution.
Yeah. I mean, we know, like you said, divorce is the worst halal. Like they say it shakes the throne, the arsh of God, right? But we also know that if you're in a relationship, if 2 believers are in a relationship and there's so much friction, so much tension, so much to the point that you're creating animosity. There's animosity created between these 2 believers, and it actually becomes mustahab to divorce, which is a lot of things people miss. And so it sounds like he's on the path. If this continues, he's definitely on the path to animosity, and we don't even have an idea how she feels. Maybe she's annoyed that he's asking her to do all this stuff, and there's animosity there. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows indeed.
And then if she does have a problem, like a mental, whether it be ADHD or depression or a combination of both or a combination of things, she also needs to be like, hey.
Yeah, communicate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then again, you have to be willing to get help. But inshallah this isn't real. If it is real, inshallah, it all works out for the best.